Okay, welcome to our deep dive. We're digging into some source material you sent over. It's an article about a new COVID-19 variant,
Yeah,
NB.1.8.1, that's been making headlines.
that's right.
Our mission today, just to quickly unpack this article, pull out the key info, the interesting bits, so you're up to speed on NB.1.8.1 without wading through everything.
Exactly. Think of it as us guiding you through what this particular source is saying about this variant, what's happening, and, what the main takeaways are.
Great. So let's jump in. The article starts by highlighting the arrival and the global spread
Hmm.
of this NB.1.8.1, and it notes the World Health Organization has flagged it as a variant under monitoring.
Right, and that designation, variant under monitoring, according to the source, basically means the WHO is watching it closely. It's not quite a variant of concern yet, but it's definitely on their radar.
Okay, on the radar.
Yeah, and this article tells us it was first detected back in January 2025. What's pretty striking, though, is how fast it seems to have spread since then.
How fast are we talking?
Well, the source says it popped up in the US, Australia, Thailand, China, Hong Kong. Those cases started appearing in late April. And now, it apparently accounts for over 10% of current infections globally.
Wow. Okay, over 10% globally already. That's quick.
Yeah.
So what does the article say makes this one different? Or, what are experts learning about it?
Well, this is where it gets interesting. The source suggests experts think NB.1.8.1 might be more efficient at actually infecting cells.
More efficient at infecting cells.
Yeah, okay.
And does the source explain why that matters?
It doesn't spell out the exact reason why, no. But usually when we talk about infecting cells more efficiently, the implication is it could affect how easily it spreads. Transmissibility, basically.
Right. Okay. Makes sense.
And importantly, the source also mentions that experts believe it may trigger gastrointestinal symptoms.
Ah, GI symptoms.
Hmm.
So potentially something different from the usual respiratory stuff we associate with COVID. That's definitely a key point from this article.
Potentially, yes. That's what the source indicates experts are considering.
But what about how sick it makes people? Is the source saying this one is more severe?
That's the crucial bit. The article is very clear. Right now, there's no evidence suggesting it causes more severe illness than the variants we've seen before.
Okay, that's reassuring. No evidence of higher severity.
None reported in this source, no. The common symptoms listed are pretty standard, fatigue, fever, muscle aches, sore throat. The article stresses these are similar to other Omicron subvariants.
Right. Familiar territory then, symptom-wise, mostly. And the article also confirms it's here in the UK.
Yes, the source confirms cases in the UK, specifically mentions Northern Ireland, Wales, and even some popular British tourist spots.
Got it.
But it also adds a really important caveat about tracking it. The source points out that figuring out the true number of infections, well, it's difficult.
Oh, why is that?
The reason given in the article: decreased testing. Fewer tests mean it's harder to get an accurate picture of how widespread it really is.
That makes sense. Decreased testing makes tracking tough. So just connecting this back for you listening, this article gives you a snapshot of ME.1.8.1, right?
Mhm.
It's quick spread, that potential for GI symptoms, but also the key point about severity seeming similar to other Omicron types, all based on this one source. Helps you get the current picture quickly.
Exactly. So we've touched on the spread mentioned in the article, that possibility of GI issues, and the fact that, according to this source, overall severity looks comparable for now.
Right. So let's wrap this up. Here's a final thought, drawing directly from the source we just discussed.
Okay.
The article highlights this difficulty in knowing the real number of infections because testing is down. So what does that specific point tell us about the bigger challenge? The challenge of tracking any new virus variant when surveillance itself changes. Kind of leaves you wondering about how well we can really keep tabs on these things moving forward, doesn't it? Something to think about.